Hey guys! Welcome to Couple. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Apple made waves in 2016 when it decided to get rid of the iPhone's headphone jack, and again in 2017, when it announced the iPhone X would have a virtual home button. Apple is reclaiming as much of the iPhone exterior as it can, so what could be next on the mechanical chopping block? That is becoming a more difficult question to answer. Apple is running out of iPhone surface real estate to repurpose. Source: Apple iPhone X. Apple already significantly cut down the size of the bezel, the border between the screen and the phone's frame, on its most recent release, the iPhone X, creating an almost entirely edge-to-edge display. But even on the X, a small notch in the screen still exists in order for the company to pack in the phone's top earpiece speaker and the camera and sensors needed for Apple's Face ID, a feature that's expected to soon expand to Apple's other products including the iPad. While the almost bezel-less design initially faced some criticism from app and mobile designers, it's now become an industry trend, with Apple's leading smartphone rival Samsung producing similar designs. And if recent instructions from Apple to designers that all new apps must conform to the iPhone X display are to be believed, it's likely the notch is here to stay. They're running out of things to drop, said Gene Munster, a veteran tech analyst and managing partner at Lou Ventures. Within the confines of current technology, the most likely scenario is that Apple will keep shrinking its bezel millimeter by millimeter so that the current sensors and camera can still function, said Mark Ralston, co-founder of the design consultancy Argo Design. They could make the camera a hole that floats inside the screen itself, and make it a bit more magical, but consumers want the camera, Ralston said. We want selfies, so the camera will always be there. Other companies have tried to work around the design problem by experimenting with front-facing camera placement. The recently released Doji Mix 4 allows for an edge-to-edge experience by having the display slide over the camera. The Vivo Apex has a scanner that extends out on top of the phone. Doji Chinese mobile phone maker Doji's new Mix 4 model solved the top-notch issue that the Apple iPhone faces by creating a screen that can slide over the camera. The secret to truly reinventing the display design might be in the screen itself. Recent reports indicate that Apple has been experimenting with touchless gestures and curved screens. If motion detectors were embedded into the screen, it would reduce the need for room in the bezel for sensors. A patent registered on March 8 shows that the company is still experimenting with how to mount its electronic components underneath the display itself. And the fact that the company has started focusing on producing more of its parts, such as its own micro-LED screens, has piqued the interest of designers and investors. Samsung currently supplies Apple with OLED screens, but rumors that the company will produce its own screens has shaken Samsung investors. Samsung, one of Apple's biggest rivals in the space, has offered curved screens on its phones since 2013. Samsung's Air Gestures, which debuted on the Galaxy S4, allows users to scroll through their phones and pull up information by swiping at the Air, which is similar to the touchless gestures described by Apple. But as a race to get the first foldable phone, something that Samsung, Huawei, LG, Oppo, Lenovo, and ZTE all have patents for in addition to Apple, on the market heats up, Apple may no longer be satisfied with relying on its current supply chains. It's indicative that they've wrung out as much innovation as they can out of current supply chains, Ralston said. Samsung has already shown in its micro-LED television the wall that the technology can be used to create a bezel-less experience. If Apple continues to develop its own micro-LED technology, it could be used to further a notch-free design on a smaller device like the iPhone. The company's move toward wireless charging with the new Apple AirPower, which is rumored to launch in 2018, could also impact the future of the iPhone's design in a similar way as did the move to wireless earbuds. For instance, the company could do away with a cable-based charging port, though Jason Snell, editor of Apple News site and podcast 6 Colors, and former Macworld editor, said such a change would make the devices more difficult to repair since most basic repairs require connecting the iPhone to an external computer.